there's a time for everything. You done been through so much stuff, you don't know what to do.
Okay. So I'm gonna do what you do.
Okay then. All right.
Hey, how you doing, Cousin Faye?
Hey, cousin.
I'm doing good. Peace and love. You was tuning in lately?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna talk. I'm gonna catch up with you, okay? I'm here to talk to your daddy.
Put my briefcase over there and put in the car. And put that roll over. Let's put the roll over there.
Alright, we'll talk, Faye.
Alright.
What's going on, little girl? Did you hurt your hand?
Man, I got whole wrist, everything.
You hurt your wrist?
It's over 2 months now. They're supposed to have to put surgery on it last week at the VA, but they didn't do it.
What you did to it?
I don't know. They say they thought it was gout, but it ain't no gout. Now they think it's carpetosis. They don't know what it is. They'll find out what it is next week when they get the
Run test on.
you know, when they get the X-rays and the ultrasound back. Cause they did X-ray and ultrasound. Trying to find out what it is.
Well, I know, man. I told you, I talked to you just briefly about it over the phone, and I told you I'd come in here today to church and let you go ahead and, tell me whatever it is you want to tell me about it. But I'm rather confused because I want to say this little piece, and then I'm going to give you, the opportunity to tell me what you want to tell me. But, I know about marriage, man. When I did it, I really was ready to do it. In our family, you know how the men is in our family. Nobody really gets married to get divorced. That's what we was raised up. And I know that. And that's really what you was trying to say to me. But I'm saying this to you. When I married her and took those vows, that's what I was doing. I was ready for forever. But the thing is, you can't do forever with somebody who's not willing to do forever with you. And I didn't come up with the idea to get this divorce right here. She sent me this paper. See, that's her address sending this to me. And I'm going to be honest with you, from the time she mentioned to me, coronavirus set in or whatever and gave us the problems or the adversities that we had to face to get through to come together. And that was a large responsibility on both of us. But to her, it was more of a larger responsibility. And she don't want to make the proper adjustments that it took for us to come together. Now, maybe we should have waited on the vows or whatever, people say that, but I don't believe in that. I felt like I was ready to do that with her, and I knew I was, and I still am to this day. But I can't do it if this is how she's feeling about it. And I'm gonna tell you something. For the past 2 to 3 months since I've been here, I've been calling her almost every day, Uncle Earl. On every Sunday, we would listen to Joel Osteen together over the phone. I send her positive affirmations. I'm always saying, look, let's work through it. Let's give it a shot. There's things that we could do. I didn't try it all I could try. So once it got there and she sent me this and told me I needed a notary, I knew that you were a notary. That's why I called you. And I knew that you would want to give me some advice about the situation. So I'm here this morning, came to church for you to give me that. And that's what I want you to go ahead and do what you need to do.
Okay.
Say.
Number one, you said you only telling me about you.
You right. That's all I can tell you, really.
See, when you married, how many counselors y'all had?
To be honest with you, we ain't had no counsel.
I'm talking before you got married.
We had no counsel before we got married, and I think that was
that's your first mistake.
I'm gonna tell you the counsel that she had is only with her family members, and I think that was a large part of our problem.
Your counseling should have been
with somebody who's qualified.
No, not definitely. Who married you?
We got married in the courthouse in New York.
Yeah, that's another thing. The courthouse don't counsel, but you should have found a preacher to counsel y'all before y'all got married.
Okay, and that's something I didn't know.
That's number two.
Okay.
You need counseling because the Bible says you don't go into a marriage unadvisedly and discreetly. Unadvisedly means you ain't got no advice from nobody.
And then discreetly is secret.
Secretly. There you go.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. But see, y'all wouldn't even.
My whole marriage, Uncle Earl, was being secret.
See, that's secret.
It was being secret.
You can't make no marriage no secret. Somebody did from the beginning. I don't know who. I'm not saying who, and I'm not pointing no fingers, but and then I'm gonna just say, if point a finger, point at both of y'all.
Because you point one and then three come back at you. I remember you used to tell us that.
You see, you should have let this be known, not try to keep it. It was like you already want nobody to know about it.
Not me,
no,
not me.
I can't say one person.
I think I'm just letting you know it wasn't me. I put her on a pedestal ever since she came into my life. I shared all over social media, on Facebook, on everything. I wanted people to know this beautiful woman just came back into my life, and I'm happy.
But you had to make the counseling would have made sure that she was back in your life. Because she'd have been counseled by someone, even if she got counseled by a lawyer, if there wasn't no preacher that counseled.
I agree with you 100, Uncle. I see where I made a lot of mistakes. But see, and I'm going to tell you something. Mistakes is not bad. Mistakes are made to teach us, and we learn from them.
Yeah, you got to learn from them. But I'd rather learn before I go through that.
You're right. A wise man learns from other people's mistakes before you have to make all the mistakes. And I understand exactly what you're saying.
That's how you say that's why the Bible said you got to don't go into this
unadvisedly or discreetly.
You can't enter it. But
that's powerful.
When you do,
that's powerful.
Whatever gonna come. So, but then I'm saying what I'm saying, and you being the man, you should make sure and very sure that your anchor was gonna hold. You should say, but I know she's gonna stay. You got to talk to her about this marriage. Y'all should have discussed this marriage together, not with your family, not with her family, but between you and her. And we got to discuss this. Is this what we really want to do? Or we just doing this because there's something that I want to hide or something that you want to hide?
Or somebody's mad about this, or somebody got this chip on their shoulder. Because let me explain something to you. I do know that when I decided to make those vows to her, that marriage was going to be some of the toughest work that I would ever do in my life. I knew that. I saw how you had to work through your marriage. I saw how granddaddy had to work through 60-something years of his marriage to grandmama. I saw strong men. Uncle Bobby Jean worked through the marriage with Aunt Rosebud. I saw the work and dedication and that you had to put into that. And so I was willing to do that when I said those vows. That's all I'm saying.
I know, but I'm saying, but marriage is not a one-sided thing. Marriage is a two-sided thing. Marriage is like when it's 100% in marriage. How you divide that 100% is not. It's up to both of y'all. Sometimes you're gonna be able to do 70%. Sometimes she ain't gonna be able to do but 30%. Sometimes you gonna be able to do 30%, and she gonna do 70%. But what it does, it all adds up to 100%.
It's funny you say that, because
100%.
when she came into my life, right, just to give you a brief description, like, you know a little bit about me. Of course, I don't talk to you much because you're a pastor, and a lot of things you like to keep yourself away from confusion and stuff like that. And when I come to you, it's when I need an answer, and I keep a lot of things from you. But it's like when she came into my life, man, I just was ready to do it the right way. I knew and I'm still right now. I'm so confused, Uncle Earl, because I call her every day saying things like, let's work through it. You know, I don't want you to be a failure. I don't want to be a failure. I mean, we stronger than this. I mean, we didn't get married to not give it as much as we could give it. Now, I'm not trying to, make it seem like it's all her fault and I don't have nothing to do with it. That's not even what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I know, like you said just now, when she came into my life, you used the scenario, the parable of percentages. When she came into my life, Uncle Earl, she really was like 80, 90%. I was only like 10, 20% when she came into my life. I had nothing. And so it made me value her in a way that in this day and age, this day in society, man, ain't no decent woman looking for or checking for no man that's only 10%, that don't really have his stuff all the way together. Now, normally that's not a good thing or a normal thing for women to do. Men do it all the time. We'll go out here and meet a woman with nothing. She could be zero. And we'll take her and we'll get her some outfits, some clothes, get her hair fixed and try to treat her nice and whatever. But what I'm saying is, when she came into my life, God got in my life and began to do a wonderful work. And I ain't trying to make it sound all spiritual or religious, but truthfully, Uncle Earl, I say God because I give the credit to him. I wouldn't have did it by myself. I ain't had no job. I ain't really had no support from people. Only my YouTube channel. It's the only money I've been bringing in. Now watch this. God did bless the situation right while I'm at, even right now. And I can't show her that I can put it. Like you said, I should have made my income more secure. I keep telling her right now, I can do this, honey, I can do that. But what I'm realizing is that I can't make it work by changing her reality with money or with material things.
Right, that's what I'm trying to tell you. And I didn't make the statement I made in the contents of being
Finances.
Finance. I ain't talking about you give 30%, she give that. I'm talking about marriage. Marriage is not money.
Give and take.
It's marriage is me making sure that
you straight.
You and
you making sure I'm straight.
If you down and out or you going through some problems, then that's when I got to come in, and I think I got to be an understanding person to hear what you got to say and try to do my best to give you some counsel. But see now, what this and that, another thing you're talking about, before we got married, before we had a relationship or so we had sex, we went and got tested. And that was good. That's not the thing. Before you got sex, before you got tested, you should have went and got married. You should wait till you got married and then went through all this kind of stuff. See, you got to learn not put the cart before the horse. The horse go first. So everything, the horse got to lead the way, and the buggy following behind him.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all went by it. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Not just her, not just you. Y'all went
it's both of us. That's right.
Went by it in a derogatory way, not putting the best things in the front where it's supposed to be. Making things right. And I believe if y'all would have had counseling, then you would have came out and said, there's some things would have come out and said, well, we ain't ready for this. But there's some things that come out and say, oh yeah, we're ready now. So counseling does that. I just got to counseling a man and wife last week. I counseling not just one time, that counseling over. Counsel him by himself, counsel her by herself. And that way you find out about the person that you're gonna be with. Then it's not behind a shadow of doubt. Whatever we go through, I'm willing to have your back. She know whatever y'all go through, she willing to have your back. So that's the thing about it. When you marrying somebody, you got to know beyond a shadow of doubt that this was you. And let me assure you, this marriage, and all marriage is supposed to be till death do you part, nothing else. Let no one come between us. Whom the Bible says, whom God joined together, let no man put asunder. No man or woman. That's what it means. Don't just mean man.
And I know all of that, and I'm no excuse. I sit in your office this morning knowing that, and we're ready to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm just, and I know it shouldn't be no buts, but I got said this.
Yeah, I know you did, because you got married, and the things you should have did in the beginning you didn't do.
So I learned, and I'm living and I'm learning, and guess what? I want to say this to you. I don't hold no malice in my heart towards her. Mm-hmm. I'm not mad. I don't want to be vindictive. I don't even really want to do a divorce, just to be honest, right? But I need to give her what she wants, and I want to do it amicably. I want us to get along. And I'm a firm believer. Grandma told me this long years ago. Son, don't be a man after your own vomit. And I used that effectively throughout my life, because when I ever had a girlfriend that I left alone, I never really even went back to him. But I began to rethink that thought these days because of her. And I'm going to give her what she wants, and I'm not going to leave this with a bitter heart. I'm not going to hate her, and I'm not going to try to be her friend. But if she needs me ever, I can be there for her without being her husband. And I mean, not as far as like as a mate or nothing, but I ain't got no hard feelings towards her. I can help her through whatever, anything. I want to give her whatever I can give her to leave this peacefully, but I want her to be happy, whether it's with or without me.
Then with her, if you want to be happy, that's what you want right now.
So that's what I'm gonna give her. So what I'm telling you is we gonna get this thing in. And I only reason why I'm doing it like this is because I want to make sure that everybody knows I ain't doing nothing discreetly. The whole time I've been doing this, Uncle Earl, I wanted people to know that I don't live discreetly with this. My life is an open book, and anything you doing discreetly or secretly is of the devil. It's not good.
Not often. Sometimes you do things. Sometimes you have to do things.
Maybe privately, but in the secret ain't good. I learned this, Uncle Earl.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody. It says this, and man said this. Don't let your right hand know what your left hand do.
Now I get that, but see, people say that, and you know that kind when people told us when we was growing up, don't you let nobody know what's going on in this house. Now what goes on in this house stays in the house.
That's what it's supposed to be.
I get that. Now guess why? You know why we was raised up like that? Because some things was going on in the house that ain't had no business going on. And then nobody know, but ain't nobody want nobody to know nothing about that. Yeah, see,
you need to know about what you need to know.
I get that, but guess what, Uncle Earl? What me and my fans is learning now out here as we are trying to heal and peeling back these wounds that these generational wounds that we've been going through, generational curses from families that ain't never been dealt with. We're understanding that you got to get your hands dirty to fix some of it. It ain't gonna be no, you can't talk about it. When you go, let me tell you something real fast. When you go into these self-help programs, when you have addictions of alcohol or on drugs, and you probably familiar with this probably a little more than me, but when you go sit down in there, they tell you the first thing you got to do is admit that you have the problem. Admit. And then they make you talk.
You already, see, that's what people don't understand. If I came to you, I already admitted it.
That's right. But everybody don't want to do that. No, I'm doing it.
I said I've already admitted it. Because if I didn't think I have a problem, I wouldn't be there to you.
That's why I'm coming to you now. But most people don't step out. I'm showing people how to step out and don't be secretively, privately trying to deal with addictions or deal with all these adversities that you can't deal with by yourself. Ain't you sitting here telling me some of the stuff I can't deal with by myself? I need God. Ain't that what you say?
That's what you do, but see, that's right. You don't need my man. That's what I say. Keep man out of it.
That's right.
That's what I say. You keep. I don't. Me and my wife. Me sure. My children don't know. When we have a discussion, nobody be in discussion but me and her.
Because that's all supposed to be in it.
The children, they don't be there, so they can't take me in that.
It's funny you say that, and on this note right here, a large part of why we can't be together, because ever since she first came down here, she came with her daughter, and she had a daughter of 15 years old. Just listen. No,
I know.
And the daughter, I never knew she had a daughter. When I was in love with her when we was a teenager, she never had a daughter.
She did, because she was a teenager.
That's right. And then listen. So then, when she came back into my life, I still never even knew about a daughter. But here they say she got a whole 15 years.
She had a daughter?
When she came back into my life.
Well, you had to have enough to.
No, watch it. I accepted her daughter and things like this. Like, you know how our family is, man. We accept people in our family that ain't our family. I got people in my family that's not my uncle and that's not my aunt that I call uncle and aunt because my grandmama and granddaddy took them in and I raised up with them, calling them auntie, and that's all I know. So watch this. You know I know how to embrace people and who's not mine. I got 2 kids already that's not mine that I take care of. Biologically, they're not mine, but I accept them. So the point I'm making to you is I understand that, but when the daughter came into my life with her mama, she really didn't understand the love that her mother was displaying for me for another man. I guess it was a whole lot of time that they had to spend together.
And you was cutting that.
And now I was coming in.
So you had to make that clear from the beginning.
I did, but see, I couldn't do it by myself. And then I'm not the child's dad. And the mother, which is her, that was largely her responsibility. And I'm going to tell you this. I don't fault her for this, but I'm understanding of it because if you put a woman in a position to where as though she has to choose between her child or a man, now any old man, she's not going to do that. But I'm trying to let her know, look, I'm your husband. I got your daughter's best interest at heart, just like I got yours. And we need to move forward. Like truthfully, what you just said, kids need to be in a kid's place. Gorgeous called me one time. I put her on Facebook. Me and my wife, we went down to Charleston. She took me down to Charleston for a trip. We went to go see, I guess we went to go look, we had went to eat at a restaurant and then we took a little ride on a bike thing that takes you around and show you the historical stuff. And I went live. Gorgeous saw me on there and Gorgeous didn't not like her or nothing like that. But Gorgeous is like, oh, so you got a girlfriend, a whole girlfriend now? You riding around all on Facebook and you ain't told me? So I was like, okay, baby, I'm going to talk with you. And I played up, but she wasn't mad. But I got Gorgeous straight. I say, look, I got to do what daddy got to do. I said, you got a whole boyfriend and you ain't called me and let me meet your whole boyfriend. I said, don't do that no more. Y'all ain't supposed to do that. So I quickly checked Gorgeous and put her in her places. That's all I'm saying. Her daughter was allowed to do and say things up until this point in our relationship that I feel like was uncalled for, and she should have put a handle on that. But that's my thoughts. I ain't got nothing to do with it. If she didn't do it, that's on her. And I can't control that. I just got to give her this thing that she says she wants. So we're gonna go ahead. Where do I sign that at? Can you show me where I need to sign that?
Well, no, you got the notice that she told you that, because she got to read over this for you.
Okay.
Sign.
Okay. All right. So, but
You go back there where the signature is.
okay, let me see. I really ain't looked at it. I ain't went through nothing like this. I never would have did no divorce. I never thought you would be. I never thought I would get married for a divorce. I explained this to her for real. But okay, is that it?
Yeah,
Right there.
You sound with Beyond there. Who named that right there?
I think that's her name. Aisha Graham McCullough. Yeah.
That's her name.
All right. Okay. There go my name right there. I got to sign right
You got
there.
to sign there, and the notary. You got to sign in front of the notary.
Okay. Oh, so you ain't a notary?
No, I'm still a notary, but I don't have I can't seal it.
Oh, you can't seal it. Oh, okay. That's what you were saying. All right. So we'll do this.
That's how I found out about this lady here, because I went and talked to her one time. She did some she told me anytime I need something notarized to come by there and seal.
Okay, so look, Isha wasn't playing no games, man. She writing exactly. Now she decent and in order. She sent me the envelope too. She said, I got you everything you need. Yeah, she said everything you need. When you sign it, put it back in there and get it back to her. No, she ain't gave me that. But guess what? But she called me I ain't gonna say every day, I'm lying. She called me every time she called me, if she called me, because she don't call me much. It's always to say, oh, did you get the signature on it? Yeah. Did you sign that paper? Yeah. And you ain't got to do all that. You won't need to wait all that. Go down there. Look, she even sent me the address to the courthouse downtown where you can go at down there to do it. And I said, no, I ain't about to do all that. I said, let me go ahead and get this girl what she want. Go talk to my uncle, because I knew you was a notary, but don't worry about it. We'll get it signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. Here I am.
It's God in your life, boy.
I do, man. I got God in my life, girl. I just need to come more to counseling, more to church.
No, coming to church, you got to come to God. I mean, you got to come to church.
God in my life, girl.
Be honest. If God in your life, things I used to do, I don't do no more. See, that's what me. I had to learn.
I cut off a lot of things that I used to do.
I had to learn. I had to learn. I had to learn how to lean and depend on Jesus, because He was my strength. He was my guide. You know, when I was in California, that's what I lived right there by myself. Nobody but me. And I went to the poorhouse. You see, they said to me, she was on the street.
The shelter.
I live on the street. I didn't go in no shelter. I live in a
in
a box.
Yeah,
I live in a box.
Wow.
On the street. And I called my daddy and said, Daddy, I need $25. Daddy, the Lord made it where Dad didn't have $25 to give me. And I'm telling you something, I ain't never told you that before. And I started praying. I said, I know what I need to do. I said, Daddy brought us up in the church. And I told myself what Daddy told me a long time ago. Earl, when you're going through, repeat the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He making me. I know that passage of scripture backwards and forwards.
Say it then, let me hear.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He making me to lie down in green pasture. You restore my soul. He leading me through the path of righteousness. But His name's sake, not my name's sake. He leading me through the path of righteousness. He anointed my soul. He leading me. He lead me through the path of, yea, though I walk through the valley in the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, but Thou art with me. Thy rod and Thy staff, they comfort me. Thou prepared a table before me in the presence of my enemy. He anointed my head with oil. My cup runneth over. I'm calling these things into existence. That
My cup runneth over.
My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy
Shall
follow
come to
me.
me.
Follow me.
Will follow me?
Follow me. Wherever I go, that goodness and mercy will follow me. And I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen. And then I used to be sick. I mean, I was so sick sometime in California by myself, and I lay in the bed and I repeat the 23rd song. A few days later, I'm doing good. I'm walking around. The Lord, God, I didn't know that God had something for me to do. But God knows He had something. You know, I was sitting out in the park one day in California. I had my bag of drugs in my hand and some in the car. And Spirit told me, something told me, said, get up and leave. Get up and go right now. Get in your car and go. Don't stay no longer. Get up and go. Get up.
You listen.
And I got in the car and I left. I came back an hour later. It was all them fellows was out there. The police had them up against the wall. And
The Spirit led you to leave.
led me to go. Told me to get up right now. I ain't listening to it. Told me to stop. I kept doing it. Until one day, a friend of mine sold me some stolen goods. Sold me some stolen goods. And I bought it because he said he was going to leave town. He wanted to get away because we had some problems with his girlfriend and everything. So I gave him the money and he went. But what he did, he got caught by the police. They took him to jail. And then he told them that
He just sold stuff to you.
yeah.
So now you receive stolen goods.
Yes, because the police came to my house, man, and he said, now he's at the police to my house, and I got all these drugs in my house.
Yeah.
But I did, and the police came there, and they said, talked to me, he said, well, where is that? I said, yeah, I like the stuff. I ain't told him no, I told him the truth. I said, because he said, you sure got it? I said, yeah, I've been in the military 3 times. All this stuff came to me through being in the military. Hey, TV's in the bathroom.
Yeah. You need just a line. But it was all good. You trying to get him out your house.
I know what I'm just saying, but he knew, and I had each room I go in, I had a TV in it. I had all kinds of, I had everything I needed.
He was living the life.
There you go. But then, so he went to the girl that I gave one girl one of the TV, because I had 4 of them that I got from him. I already had my house full. I didn't need more TV. But I did it to help him. And I gave her the TV, so they went to talk to her, and she said, people said, what you got TV for? You got it from, she said, from Earl. She came, they said, Earl, I'm going to get you to jail.
And they took you to jail for receiving stolen goods.
Receiving stolen goods.
Wow.
So then I went to jail, and man, they tried to bomb me, they tried to...
Railroad you, they tried to railroad you.
He went with this big old fat man with his belt, police belt, went over there and grabbed this big old book and came and slammed it on the door. He thought he was going to catch it. I said, man, look, I said, look. I said, I ain't getting none of that. I ain't got none of that. And I stayed down. I'm getting dizzy. And I fell on my seat right here. And he said, I said, I was going to start hollering. I got strung. I said, no, man. I said, I ain't got no. I said, I gave you all them stolen goods back. And when I went to court, that's what the judge asked me. Where the stolen goods? I said, in my house. No, I said, I was out there in the trunk of my car. He said, what? I said, yeah, out in the trunk of my car. He went out there and got all the stolen goods.
And there you go.
And I let me go.
Hey, man, I want to say thank you very much for taking time with me, man, and counsel me a little bit, man. I wish I came to you first. But, I mean, like I said, man, I was just dealing with a whole lot of things in my life on my own at this point in my life. You know, grandmama and granddaddy raised me. Your mom and daddy raised me.
Yeah, but you got to go back to Jesus.
And when they died, I ain't had no help. So you're right. I mean, maybe I need more Jesus in my life. I received that because now I've learned to found new respect for Jesus and why we as a people respect that name and where it comes from in the Bible and stuff like that. So, I mean, maybe I do need to connect back to my roots more. I tell my fans a lot of times that the tree is only as strong as its roots. And so the things that grandma and granddaddy taught me is the things that kept me thus far out here not being able not to sell drugs. I mean, I ain't sold no drugs since I've been out of prison.
Well, that's good. I'm trying to tell you,
I ain't working on...
That ain't for you to do. I mean, I had to learn too. I
mean, I like the money. I ain't gonna tell you no lie now. And it be very tempting sometimes when that's all that you know.
Sometimes money ain't everything.
Man, it ain't everything. And that's what I tell people. I had to learn that the hard way. and your desires. See me, why I sold drugs? Because I have real large desires. I wanted more than what I needed.
And you want more than what you work for.
That's right.
That's
More than
what
what I needed to. So you go out there and try to get it real fast. And getting it real fast landed me in prison, man. And I told myself, I ain't doing that no more. So I'm trying to stay, you know, grounded, man, and stay doing the right things. I'm starting myself a little business. I'm working on my YouTube. I'm just trying to do things differently from what I've been doing.
If y'all serious about it, go inside and send it to her.
Okay, I'm gonna send it on to her, man. And when you gonna turn me on to the lady?
Well, after you come over the office, anytime you come off, we'll ride over there.
I'm gonna come over there tomorrow because I want to get this done for her expeditiously. All right?
Okay, all right. Then.
All right, buddy. I appreciate you, man. All right. Well, as y'all can see, we got it done. Paper signed, sealed. She gonna get it sealed, delivered. It's yours.